Hey guys, Ginger Airsoft Ports here. Right now, if you hear something in the background, it's just the TV. I'm watching the Olympics boxing. So I've been playing Airsoft for about 2 years now, and I'd like to say that I'm quite experienced. I mean, I've played my fair share, and in the beginning, I am guilty of this. I would always get mad for people not calling hits, but it was up to the point about a year ago. I mean, I think that's when I got it, a year and a half ago. But during that first half of the 6 months, I didn't really play too much. But when I first got my scope, when I first got a scope, I realized that just because you aim at someone doesn't mean you actually hit someone. Like, I've noticed that people always complain about calling hits, but it's multiple factors in why people don't call hits. I'm an honorable player. I think I get hit. If I hear something might have been on me, I call myself out. I mean, just last time I went, I actually called myself out after just being called out again. So, just call yourself out. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, when I got my scope, I realized maybe the hop-up isn't, like, when you're shooting at someone, doesn't mean you hit them. Because, let's say the hop-up isn't adjusted properly. It might not reach them. Or if they're farther than you might think, it might not reach them. Your hop-up might not be as accurate as you might think, so the spread might be a little bit larger. Or, if they're hiding behind cover, they might have seen the BB and ducked. I've seen that happen way too often, and I've realized that it's not that they're cheating, it's sometimes they're just not they're just not reaching him. They're not either reaching him, he's dodging them. If you have a lower FPS gun, he might see him coming and just duck. That's why I like higher FPS guns, but just because you have it, just because you aim, doesn't mean you're going to hit them. Now, what was I going to say? Personally, when I experience someone that I'm pretty sure I hit, I'm not entirely sure, just keep on shooting. That's all you have to do. If you have a good angle on them, just keep on shooting. I had one instance where I had a perfect angle, and I was shooting the guys all around him. He had no idea where I was. I had a perfect angle. He had no cover towards me. His back was towards me. And his cover was facing the other way. So I was shooting at him from the rear, and those two guys. It got the guy on the left out within seconds, and the guy on the right, he just didn't call himself out. So I kept on shooting for a solid minute, maybe, on semi-automatic, just to save ammo. And in that time, other people came up. They got hit by the BBs I was shooting. He still wasn't calling the hit. And then finally, he realized that I'm not going to stop shooting at him. And he finally called himself out. You just got to keep on shooting. And if they don't call it then, just get a better angle. Make sure you shoot them hard. If you have a high, sometimes just get a better angle and just try and advance. Try and just get closer to make sure that they feel that BB, so then they just can't call it out. But that's another thing. Sometimes they don't hear. Sometimes they have all the gear on. Like I have a CRAS vest, and you don't feel it. But however, I always keep an ear out to make sure that I hear it. But sometimes they don't even feel it. If your gun's low FPS, they might not feel it. I've experienced that a lot. Sometimes they just don't feel it's happening. So just don't always get mad. I've seen everywhere I go. I've gone to I've gone to 3 major fields, and I've heard everywhere I go, oh, they're not calling hits here at all. Yeah, no matter what, you're going to meet those kind of people. They're going to be there. However, there's also other circumstances. They're not always out to cheat. Some are. I'm not gonna lie, but you just gotta keep that in mind. Now, that's just from my experience in my 2 years of playing not professional, but competition airsoft at fields. This doesn't include the time at my friends' houses, but just I want to change how people view calling hits and everything like that. You gotta make sure you're actually hitting them. If you get a scope, you'll realize that just because you aim, it might be low, it might be high, left, right, wind. You gotta realize it's not gonna hit them all the time. So I've babbled on a little bit too long, so I'm gonna end this video now. So this is Ginger Airsoft here, signing out.